The best-selling vehicle in Brazil has undergone significant changes and will arrive in stores later this year. And in this video, you'll find out everything that has changed in the 10th generation of the Honda CG 160 in all versions, colors, prices, and of course, when it will arrive in stores. If you're new here, I'm Amanda Pagliari, and this is the most charming motorcycle channel in Brazil, which also brings you the best two-wheel launches. So please subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos, and of course, leave a like here on the Motoplay channel. Since its launch in 1976, the Honda CG has already sold thousands of units in our country, being the best-selling vehicle in Brazil, even more than four-wheeled vehicles. And now for 2025, due to the emissions and noise legislation, the Promote, which is in Phase 5, Honda had to renew the engines to comply with the new standard. Just like in the previous generation, Honda kept 4 versions of the CG. We have the Cargo, which is more focused on those who work for companies, the entry-level version Start, the Fan, and the top-of-the-line Titan. What has changed? Well, starting with the chassis, there was no change. It's the same as the previous version. However, it has been resized, so the wheelbase is a little bit shorter, right? The bike has become more agile and the ground clearance has increased because of the repositioning of the exhaust here. By the way, all the changes I'm going to mention here apply to all 4 versions, and at the end, I'll highlight only the individual changes for each model, okay? The seat has changed for all of them, so now we have a slightly higher seat. In general, the CG has slightly increased the seat height from the ground. The weight has increased a little. We have a 2-kilogram increase for the Titan and the Start, and 3 kilograms for the Fan. All versions of the CG have received an LED taillight and now also a disc brake on the front wheel. And also alloy wheels. We no longer have any CG, for example, the Start model here with spoked wheels. Remember that they don't use inner tubes. The CG's front suspension has also changed. The fork diameter is now sturdier, with 33 millimeters in diameter, and the system has changed too. In the previous version, it was separated, right? Separate function fork, so we had the spring in one fork and the fluid in the other, but not anymore. The system was reintroduced just like the previous ones. We have a spring and fluid in each of the forks, and the travel hasn't changed. There was a change for all versions in the rear swing arm and in the shock absorber assembly. The travel remained at 106 millimeters, and look, we have a new chain adjustment here. The fairings are new, so now we have plastic fairings covering the metal tank that's on the inside here. The cool thing is that this fairing design is modular, so if you fall and damage just one side, you don't need to buy the whole fairing, you just replace the damaged side. And in the Start and also the Cargo versions, the fairings are the same. In a moment, I'll show you the fairings of the Fan and the Titan. All versions got new passenger handles made of resin here. Very beautiful, sturdy, and also lighter. They also received a new fully digital dashboard with various information. The difference between the versions is that the Cargo and here the Start, the dashboard doesn't have a blackout background, while the Fan and Titan versions do have a dark background. The dashboard is super complete with a tachometer, gear indicator, average and instant fuel consumption, and you also have Trip A and Trip B information. The engine has been updated, so it's the same as the previous generation, but of course now updated to the new Promote standards. It ended up losing very little when you look at the horsepower, and we also have a difference in the RPMs. It delivers even earlier. It's the same engine as the Bros. It's worth mentioning. And what are the exclusive changes here for the Fan? So we have the blackout dashboard, which I mentioned to you, and we have the optical set here, the LED headlight, which only actually works when you turn it on. That's when the lights come on. However, it still kept the turn signals with conventional bulbs. We also had changes in the fairings different from the entry-level version, the Start. Also on the Cargo, we have this cutout here, very nice, giving a sporty look to the Fan. The tail here comes in the color of the tank. I found it very beautiful, but the fender comes in black. One interesting thing is that it already comes prepared for you to install the socket. USB-C port directly at the dealership. The engine is flex fuel, right? So unlike the Start, all the models there use the flex fuel engine. And at the rear, unfortunately, we have a mechanical drum with a combined braking system. Now we've reached the top of the CG family line, and right away we can see here, look, ABS stamped on the fender. It comes with disc brakes on both wheels, which is really good, and ABS only on the front wheel, which I think is an improvement. Regarding the design, we have the fairings, the cut, just like the fan, but of course with different colors and graphics, and the fender is also the same color as the tank, since the tail, in the case of the orange one, is black. This varies depending on the motorcycle model. The wheels are made of alloy, but they have a different design, as you can see, for example, when comparing them with the fans. So you can see the difference, and besides that, here we already have as standard when you buy the Titan, it comes with Michelin tires, giving you more safety. And the only CG that has a charging port is right here, the Titan, with a USB-C type so you can recharge your cell phone, and it comes with this rubberized cover to prevent water and dirt from getting in. And to give it an even more refined look, we have the engine cover here in black, bringing a touch of sophistication. And here on the headlight, just like the fan, we have LED, which only works when you start the motorcycle, but the turn signals on this version are still conventional bulbs. So, what did you think of the changes? Write it down below. And the price, huh? What's the price for each version? And the entry-level Start version costs from 16,194 Rs, suggested price plus shipping. The Cargo is 17,175 Rs, the Fan is 17,723 Rs, and the top-of-the-line Titan is 19,230 Rs. And they arrive in stores in November 2024, so you still have time to ring in the new year with your new CG. Tell me which change you liked the most, and let me know which change you were hoping for. But unfortunately, Honda didn't bring this time. Just a reminder, of course, that this was a static presentation. I'll have the opportunity to test the new CG and let you know if it's still smooth, how the suspension is since it had some changes, and tell you all about the performance of the new engine. But for that, you need to subscribe to this channel, so as soon as this test comes out, you'll be the first to know. So go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. Up here, I left a really cool video for you about Honda's launch. I've included another video below that you'll enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Until next time.